Josh, hello.
Craig?
Yes.
Are you there?
G'day, mate. Yes, g'day, mate. You can see me here on my computer screen.
Where am I?
You're in your own house. I can tell you're in your house because I can see the silver play button.
It's never started this way before.
No. This way is a different way, and there's a reason for this way to start, Josh. There is. Some people heard and saw this episode in person.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yes,
that was really cool.
There you go.
We're talking about our live show at Geo Woodstock 20 in Flagstaff, Arizona, right? Okay,
yes.
Now I know what's happening.
Now you're on track. All right, now you're on track. Should we just roll into it now, Josh? Should we just roll into it live on stage? Here we are.
We should roll, but we have to tell them a few things.
Okay, what do you want to tell them first before we start?
Before we started recording the podcast at Geo Woodstock, I went to you and I was like, Craig, you might want to double check with the sound guy to make sure that we can pipe right in.
Plug in.
Yeah, because last year at Geo Woodstock, there was like an analog soundboard. We couldn't figure it out. We didn't have the right drive. I don't know what happened. It didn't work, and we had to record.
It was an analog. It was an analog device and soundboard, not digital. That's a problem.
So, literally, it was pretty much the same problem as last year. But
almost. But the best part about Josh this time was the fact that it was open air amphitheater.
Yes.
So the sound didn't reverberate amongst the actual walls. And so really, Josh, to be honest with you, people are going to listen to this episode now and thinking and feeling like they were actually there out in the amphitheater in the outside, because you'll hear some crowd moments. You'll hear some birds tweaking as well sometimes as well. So you'll hear different things. And so it's just like they're actually there live with us in Flagstaff. So that's pretty cool.
Not quite so much echo. It's more listenable. Is that a word? Than last year's. So we're going to send you to it. It's going to sound a little bit different. And we're going to have you imagine a beautiful day in Flagstaff, 70 degrees, a breeze, but it was a nice breeze. Beautiful pine trees in the background, people on stage watching us record this podcast.
That's right.
All about the history of Geo Woodstock. So enjoy. And after we're done playing this for you, we're going to come back and we're going to have some of our reflections on that day.
That sounds good, mate. All right, let's roll the tape.
Do you love to travel?
Do you love road trips?
Do you love finding hidden treasures in towns all over the USA? Hi, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Craig. Welcome to Treasures of Our Town, the podcast that explores unique and tiny townscapes throughout the United States.
Join us as we venture to some of the country's most intriguing destinations, uncovering hidden gems and local secrets along the way.
On today's episode, Josh, we're recording live from Geo Woodstock 20 in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
How good was that?
Fantastic.
That was awesome. You guys did a great job. We are recording live right now as we speak. However, Josh, we've had some hiccups with the audio. So what that means is those of you who do listen to us on a bi-weekly basis, that's every 2 weeks, you won't hear these exact words as we're speaking right now. We're going to re-record this and then put you in separately as we re-record. So there we go.
We are so excited to be talking about the last 20 years of Geo Woodstock locations.
Yes.
Because our podcast is all about the amazing places that geocaching takes you. And Geo Woodstock has been brought to many amazing places over the years.
Many amazing places throughout the United States, just like we do. And also one in Canada.
Yes.
I was about to say it. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, let's
Shall we go
start.
from the stop? Firstly, Josh,
yes.
Who are we? There you go. Who are we?
Who the heck are we? My name is Joshua Johnson. I'm from the great state of Minnesota.
There you go.
A few in the crowd. And I am known in the geocaching world as the Geocaching Vlogger. which means I'm usually making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But I am excited to be on this audio podcast right now.
There you go, exactly. My name's Craig Michelle, also known as Seemyshell, the Aussie geocacher. Any Australians out there? Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! There we go, there was
Something
something
way
there.
back.
Exactly. I've been making geocaching videos only for a few years, not as long as Josh, and like a lot of people out there, I was inspired. My family was inspired by this man here because of his videos as well. So a big round of applause to Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, 13 years straight on YouTube every single week. Every single week, mate.
Thanks for that,
Every single
Brian.
week. You did, that's on the show notes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What
And
is
we are here right now in
Yeah.
Flagstaff, Arizona, at Geo Woodstock 20. Let's just, the beautiful, we don't talk about the weather on our podcast, but this weather is beautiful. I'm looking at pine trees in front of us. Big shout out to Josh.
Yes.
And the whole Geo Woodstock team for making this amazing day happen.
Yep.
Josh, Josh, yes.
Josh, Fu Manju, and the whole team. A big round of applause for them. Great job they've done. They've really represented Geo Woodstock really well because we've done a little bit of a dive into the history of Geo Woodstock, and that's what we're here for. And they have represented the brand of Geo Woodstock perfectly. So good shout out to them. Very good job.
Yes, and Josh, Fu Manju,
Yeah.
he went to college here.
Oh, he
And
did.
he knew this would be the perfect place for Geo Woodstock because you know why?
Why?
He's proud of his town. That's a rare thing these days.
Are you going to tell them, Josh? If they don't listen to the show.
If you listen to the podcast, I have to get that line every single time. It's from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yes, we have people nodding their heads.
There's
Thank
a
you
couple of
for being a
hands
listener.
There you go. You're happy now. It's out of the road. Out of your system. We can move on. Very good. All
But
right.
let's talk about Geo Woodstock.
Yes.
For some people in this space right now, this is their first Geo Woodstock,
Yeah.
but there have been 20 Geo Woodstocks.
Exactly.
And Craig, you're going to give a little bit of history, and now I want to make sure you all know this. Monkey Brad, I talked to him earlier. He knows everything about Geo Woodstock. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of this information from the Geo Woodstock website. So that's where we got our information. If we say anything wrong, you can talk to Monkey Brad and he can fact check everything that we say.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Josh, the actual first Geo Woodstock 1 was organised by the man himself, Joe GTS Armstrong. A big shout out to
Round of
Joe
applause.
GTS Armstrong, the founder of Geo Woodstock. It took place in Louisville, Kentucky, Josh, on June 21st in 2003. That's 21 years ago.
Wow.
And we all know why we missed one. But anyway, we won't go there. The event, though, was initially actually just a small event. And Josh, do you know the purpose for that event? Why did he create Geo Woodstock?
I believe he wanted to bring all the top number finder geocachers all to one place.
Exactly.
I think that's why.
Yeah, exactly right. That's exactly right. He wanted to bring every single big finder of geocaches in the country, first and foremost, to one location, and that's exactly what's happened. And now, look what it's grown into, Josh.
Look what it's become. It is
Exactly.
a celebration of our amazing game that brings us all together. And like everybody says, it's about the places geocaching takes you, but it's also about the amazing people. And I've talked to so many amazing people.
Yeah.
It's like a big reunion every single year.
Every single time, Josh. So are you ready to move on to number one, the early years? Geo Woodstock number one. You've got the show notes on your phone, Josh. You know
I
this
do.
stuff.
So this is an interesting fact. Geo Woodstock 1, again, Louisville, Kentucky. The website says the attendees were 154 attendees logged.
Yes.
But that was back in the day where you could log events more than once, apparently. So they were actually around 70, but some people logged it up to 5 times.
Exactly right. It happened on June 21st in 2003 in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, Josh, anyone here who attended Geo Woodstock number 1, raise your hand and
Oh
scream.
my, there they are, right there.
There they are.
Fantastic.
There they are. A big round of applause for the ones, the originals, the OGs. Geo Woodstock number 1, 21 years ago, Josh. There you go. Are you in that photo? You're in that photo then. Yes, look, they're shaking their heads. Yes, they're in that photo too. Look at that. A couple of years younger, but they're in that photo.
Just a couple.
Geo Woodstock number 2, Josh, moving on.
Geo Woodstock number 2 was in Nashville, Tennessee. Anyone from Nashville?
Yeah, right.
Anyone from Tennessee?
Yeah.
I heard a couple.
There we go.
I heard a couple. Attendees, 129 attendees.
129,
logged.
yeah. Not as many as the first, but
No.
that's because they didn't log like more than one time.
And I have a fun fact, Craig, for every single Geo Woodstock. This was the first one that had an international contingency, made the trip from Germany to specifically meet the group.
There you go. So a big round of applause those from Germany to made it to Woodstock number 2, and we're going to move on to Geo Woodstock number 3, Josh. It happened in May 28th of 2005 in Jacksonville, Florida. Now I know there's some Floridians in the house. There we go. You had a big photo up there with some Floridians just before.
They're wild up there.
Do you have a fun fact first and foremost about the Jacksonville, Florida one?
Well, the attendees were going up too.
Oh, yeah.
276 logs, attended logs. And this event was the first event that had the Geocoin created for the event.
So not the first Geocoin,
no,
but the first Geocoin created specifically for an event was there we go. That's a good fun fact.
That was fun.
I did enjoy that first fun fact. Next one, Josh, Geo Woodstock number 4, where are we?
Dallas, Texas.
There you go.
There we go,
some Texans in the house. In Dallas, Texas, we had growing again 441 attendees.
441 attendees, and get this is major. It became the world's first official mega event.
There you go. A big shout out to the Texans, the very first. And that, by the way, Josh,
yes.
If ever you do Geo Trivia, that question may be in your Geo Trivia. There's a big hint for you. The very first mega event in the world happened in Texas. There you go. All right, now I'll flip the page, Josh.
All right, we are going to Geo Woodstock 5, which is in Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Carolina represents.
Nice.
Look, see, there you go. They had 1,051, Josh.
Oh my gosh, it really jumped up.
Yeah, exactly right. 1,051, May 26th of 2007. Josh, do you have the fun fact for us?
This is really interesting. This mega event had 2 official megas happen.
What?
That was the days when the pre-events could go mega. So the people that attended got 2 mega events
2 megas
at that one.
Hello.
And that is the reason why you can't have 2 mega events.
There you go.
They created the rule, or
Exactly
the reason
right.
for the rule. Fantastic.
All right, Josh. The one after that was a Geo Woodstock number 6, May 28th in 2008 at Wheatland, California. Oh, there we go. We got Californians here.
California cashers, they're amazing. Sorry,
He always sing. We had in total 1,309. It's still growing. 1,309 attendees. Josh, do you have the fun fact?
Fun fact, it was the first Geo Woodstock that had geocaching classes in it. And that tradition continues. We just had classes up here on the stage.
Exactly right. And a big round of applause, by the way, to Scott, GSM times 2, for his Adventure Lab information. He does a great job with Adventure Labs, guys. If you've got any questions about Adventure Labs, go and see Scott, GSM times 2. He does a really cool job. All right, Josh, what are we up to now?
We're going to July 3rd, 2010 in Carnation, Washington. Anybody from Washington?
Josh, before you, Josh, you missed a year.
I missed a year. We'll edit that in post. I'm so sorry. I know.
May 23rd, 2009, we had Bell Buckle, Tennessee again. There we go. 1,403 attendees. Now, Josh, this one here was a cool fun fact as well that you
This fun fact I did not know, but it was where I go was introduced, and people were like trying out Where I Go's for the first time. Where I Go geocaches. And another fun fact, the movie Splinterheads was screened there, which featured geocaching.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. All right, Josh. Now you can move on to the next one.
Now, Carnation, Washington, make some noise! Geo Woodstock 8. 2,241 attendees.
That's awesome. Do you want me to do the fun fact?
You do the fun fact.
Even though Josh researched all the fun facts, I'll just let you know that I'm giving him credit where credit's due. But this fun fact itself is that this event included a geocaching GPS adventure maze exhibit, and it added an educational and interactive experience for all the attendees. So the first maze was in We're in Washington.
And the maze is here at the mall in town.
Exactly.
Again.
Who's been to the maze here, by the way, people?
Whoa!
And Josh,
Fantastic.
do you think it was amazing?
One up. Okay.
Oh, I like to be.
That's geocaching. We love our puns, don't we?
All right, Josh, you can get the next one.
Do you want me to do it? Geocaching. Geo Woodstock 9, July 2nd, 2011 in Warren, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. We had a couple of boos for Pennsylvania apparently. Either way, we had 1,991, 1991 attendees, getting up to the 2K mark. That was pretty cool. Your fun fact?
And it was set at Allegheny National Forest, and it offered extensive hiking, caching opportunities in a beautiful natural surrounding.
There you go.
Sounds lovely.
It does, it does. Do you want to do number 10, Josh?
Yes. Number 10. Ooh, this is a big one. The 10th anniversary.
Oh, it is.
We're going to the Midwest. May 26, 2012, Sellersburg, Indiana. Is there Indiana in the house?
Indiana? Oh, a couple Indiana. There's a couple.
Who's your state?
Indiana, they fell a little bit shorter than the one the year before. 1,872 actual logged attendees. And believe it or not, this fun fact is pretty cool, Josh.
The very first wedding at a mega
There you go.
was at this Geo Woodstock.
Yeah.
And it was the first Geo Woodstock that had the official iconic sign.
Sign to logbook signing, exactly right. Back then in Geo Woodstock 10, that's pretty cool. Geo Woodstock 11, I better press the buttons, Josh. Geo Woodstock 11, we had May 25th, 2013 in Lakeland, Florida. Again, Florida!
Back to Florida.
Wait, Josh, if we want applause, we just say the word Florida.
Florida.
Florida. There we go.
Florida? Not the same thing.
Only the young ones know that, Josh. All right, Josh, we had 1,336 attended logs for Florida for that time. Now, this fun fact is quite amusing.
I got a great fun fact for this one. Ready?
Yeah, go for it.
It was by a lake. Impressive, huh? Because look at there. Is the picture up there?
Yeah. There it is. See, the lake's behind it.
Yeah, the lake's right behind it.
Exactly. Anyway, Josh, Geo Woodstock number 12 was May 24th, 2014 at St. Charles in Missouri. Missouri?
Missouri.
A couple of Missouri. There you go.
This was the first Geo Woodstock that I ever attended.
Really?
Yeah, and it was set at the launching spot where Lewis and Clark went on their historic journey to the West Coast.
Really?
It was fantastic. There's a big statue there and everything.
There you go.
It's probably an Adventure Lab now.
There you go. It also had 1,204 attended logs as well. Next up, Josh, we have 13. Unlucky for some. May 23rd, 2015 at Borensboro in
Boonesboro.
Maryland. Was it?
Boonesboro.
Boonesboro, Maryland. Come on, Maryland. I know there's a few Marylands. There we go. They were waiting for that, Josh.
Yeah. We got a big jump in attendance.
Oh, yeah. Because it's in Maryland. Maryland! There we go.
2,404 attendee logs.
Exactly.
And this Geo Woodstock, I remember this first Geo Woodstock to feature a roving lab cache. That was before the Adventure Lab had an app. You had to do it on like a website. I remember that.
Were you there? Do you remember?
I was there.
What was it like?
It was fantastic. There were people in like colonial outfits and stuff. There was a lot of cosplay. I loved it.
All right, moving on, Josh. Geo Woodstock we had on, where am I now? July 3rd, 2016, Denver, Colorado. Attendees, 1,809. But this fun fact is really, really cool because we went to an event only yesterday, Josh.
Yeah.
We went high up in the mountains yesterday.
There was snow.
Snow
On the ground.
Who went to the event yesterday up in the mountains?
Yes.
Yes, scream and shout.
That was
There we
cool.
go. Anyone
cool
drink any beer while you were up there and it affected you like it affected me? Whoa, one beer, Josh. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? So yeah, there you go. But what's the fun fact for Colorado?
Yes. So this was 14er.
Yeah.
I remember there was a pre-event where I had drove up Pikes Peak and it was snowing. And it was it was over 1,400 feet. I got really lightheaded.
Yeah.
So it was the first Geo Woodstock event. It was a pre-event that it snowed during one of the events.
And it's till today's date, it's the highest pre-event Geo Woodstock there is. So there you go. Well done to Colorado. Geo Woodstock, next one, Josh, 15, May 27th, 2017. Are you ready for Waynesville, North Carolina?
Back to North Carolina.
Couple here.
Attendees, 1,000. Change your slide.
Oh, thank you. Who said that? I appreciate that.
We got a lot going on up here. 1,606 attendee logs.
There you go.
First event to have 20 adventure labs for the finders.
Wow, 20 adventure labs. The first event itself in the world to have 20 adventure labs for their finders. Next, a Geo Woodstock, Josh. 16.
This is a biggie.
I'm going to put my stuff down for this.
We've got Geo Woodstock 16 Giga event.
Yeah.
May 26, 2018 in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Keep on shouting if you went to the first Giga in the USA.
Yeah. Oh. And it was at an amusement park.
Josh,
that was fun.
You know, I'm gonna say a fun fact here for everyone, and this isn't in the script because I put it down. The fun fact for me was this is the event that I met the man himself in person, Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, because I flew all the way from Australia, all the way across to go across America, because I didn't think I was going to be back again, just saying. And to meet the man and also do the Giga as well. Josh, do you remember what it was like when you first saw me?
I was like, my Australian brother is here. This is what it looked like. Da, 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 da. That's real. We just reenacted the moment. It was great.
And we did it that slow as well, by the way. Just so you know.
You remember how hot that day was?
It got even hotter after that hug, just saying.
Yeah, just saying. Okay.
All right. Moving on, Josh. What was the real fun fact for Cincinnati?
That was the fun fact. It was a gig event. It was at an amusement park. It was hot. We hugged. It was great.
There you go. All right, moving on to Geo Woodstock. What's that, 19 now we're up to? 18, sorry. 18 was in August the 13th.
It's not 18.
Not 18?
17.
17, my bad.
Roman numerals are hard.
Glasses are around my neck.
Jesus, thank you.
I've got 2 hands, people. Thank you, though, for the encouragement. Josh, you got it in your hand.
Yes, Geo Woodstock 17, May 25th, 2019 in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes.
I'm so tempted to sing the Moon at Night song right now.
This I couldn't believe. The fact is that Fort Worth, Texas had 4,651 attendees, more than Cincinnati.
Interesting.
There we go.
We'll just move on. It sounds controversial, okay, but I'm just going to move on. Fun fact, I was here for this. A rodeo was a part of one of the events. We went to a rodeo. Yeah. And it was crazy. It was. I have a little story about that later. So there was the first Geo Woodstock that had a rodeo. That was really cool.
There we go. Now moving on to this Geo Woodstock 19, Josh, as well.
We skipped a year.
18 again, sorry, 18. There you go. August 13, 2022. Are you ready for the Canadians? Abbotsford in Canada.
How are you, Canadians?
Where's Land Monkey and all his friends? There you go. Attendees, Josh, was 1,987. So
that's a great year.
That was...
Top Gun came out that year.
Oh, not the year you were born? No.
And it was the first Geo Woodstock in Canada. And the next week it was the 20 years of geocaching event in Seattle, which was amazing as well.
Who went to that? Who went to the big Seattle event? Scream and shout yes if you went to Seattle for their big event.
We got diehards out here.
I didn't go to that, Josh.
Yeah, you were on a cruise.
I was on an Alaskan cruise. Ooh. Yes.
Logging earth caches from a hot tub, I'm sure.
Exactly. Slide. There you go. See, I was ready for it. Last one, Josh, before today.
Last year.
Yep.
May 27th, 2003, Geo Woodstock 19, Owensboro, Kentucky. Woo!
Do we have attendees? Josh was 1,236 attendees, and the fun fact, this is a cool fun fact.
I didn't know this.
No.
Did you know that there was a time capsule that was created to be opened at future Geo Woodstocks? I don't know where is it. Brad, is it buried somewhere? I don't know where is this time capsule?
Where's the time capsule buried?
Do you know about this? Okay, great. Nobody knows where it's buried, but we're all geocachers, so we'll find it. I'm sure.
One of us will find it.
Somebody has the coordinates, I'm sure.
It's not buried, not allowed to be buried.
You can't bury geocaches.
It's put in a wall somewhere. Anyway, then brings us to Geo Woodstock 20!
We're here! We did it!
We did it right here on the 25th of May, 2024. And how many attendees, Josh?
A lot. There's a lot.
Anyone out there, guess how many attendees are here? We don't actually know, but we'll say, yell out a guess, go. 2004? 3,300?
Are we doing an auction?
Might as well. All right, Josh.
All right, we went through them all. We rapid fire. We knew we had to get through it quickly.
That was quick. That was good. It wrapped it up. That was nice.
But Craig, we are a travel podcast.
Yes.
And I've been to several. This is my 8th Geo Woodstock. So I've been to several.
There you go.
And I've had some great moments. We're a travel podcast. It takes us to amazing places, like the Pepsi amphitheater right here.
I know.
Sponsored by Pepsi. Fantastic. And I thought we would share a couple of our favorite moments from the Geo Woodstocks that we attended.
Before we do,
Yes.
scream and shout if you're at Geo Woodstock number 1. Keep shouting if you're at Geo Woodstock number 2. Number 3. Number 4, want to hear it grow. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7.
It's getting louder.
Number 8, it is getting louder. Number 9. 10. 11.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
There you go.
That was a good idea.
Josh, there was a couple of people who got sore hands from clapping the whole time. There we go. And a big round of applause for those people with sore hands who have been to every single Geo Woodstock event. Yes, big round of applause. Every single Geo Woodstock event.
That's a lot of travel.
That's a lot of travel. A lot of miles, a lot of dollars. All right, Josh, now you can get into your memory.
Sure. So the first Geo Woodstock I attended was in St. Charles, Missouri. Again, it was a historic spot. I remember some great gadget caches. It was the very first time I ever had to wait in line for a gadget cache. Can anybody relate to waiting in lines for gadget caches? Yes. But we wait in line for them because they're worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very close to St. Louis. I went up the arch, and it's like have you ever rode up on the arch before?
I have, Josh. 2018, I was up the top of the arch. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like riding. I don't know if you've ever experienced it before. It's like riding in a washing machine, basically, to the sky. And I remember touring Budweiser.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah, the king of beers. Not sponsored. Okay. And then I went to Boonesboro, Maryland, and this is the land of West Virginia Tim. Any West Virginia Tim fans in the house?
There we go. Josh.
Yes.
Is there any fans of West Virginia Tim's doppelganger known as Great Caches Danny?
Where is he?
There he is. Look, there he is. If you don't know who we're talking about, he looks exactly like West Virginia Tim.
Yeah.
And he's from West Virginia as well. Anyway,
I didn't know there was West Virginia Tim cosplay.
Yes.
It's fantastic. So, and it was very close, that one was very close to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And I got like all the virtuals, and I got to ride a Segway like all around Washington, D.C. It was a great way to go geocaching.
That's really cool.
And then Denver, Colorado, I visited Mingo.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody visited Mingo? Make some noise if you visited Mingo. If you don't know what Mingo is, it's the oldest active geocache in the world. Yeah, it's in Kansas in a little place called Mingo. Yes, exactly.
M-I-N-G-O. No.
Yes, and that Woodstock was at a beautiful botanical garden.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Again, I said it snowed on top of Pikes Peak. It was amazing. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll get to you pretty soon. Okay? Because
I'm patiently waiting as I do with you, Josh.
All right. The next one I visited was Waynesville, North Carolina. Asheville, South Carolina is just a very cool city. Have you ever visited before?
Not Asheville, no. Not Asheville, South Carolina, no.
Oh, Asheville's in North Carolina. Thank you for fact checking me. Yes. Very cool city. Very cool city. And I did this thing in North Carolina after that called Sliding Rock.
Sliding Rock?
Yes.
Oh, look.
You've done it before.
There we
It
go.
is basically like a natural water slide.
Did you do a video of this?
Oh, there's a video of it. Search for it. And you literally like go there. It's an earth cache too.
Yeah.
So it was the most exciting earth cache that I'd ever done. You go on top of this rock, it's super flat, and you just like go deep into a pool of water. It was so much fun.
So those of you out there who want to see Josh topless in a video, go and see his channel and see him slide down the waterfall.
Yes. And then Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, here we go.
The gig event. I said it was very hot. It was an amusement park. We met for the first time. I love Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is kind of like, there's a big cities around this country, but I'd say Cincinnati, it's slightly underrated. Really cool things, great places to eat. What do you remember about Cincinnati?
Well, Cincinnati for me is the time that the reason why I came to the USA in the first place, because Josh, everyone in Cincinnati or before the event was saying it may go giga, it may go giga. So I'm like, well, if this thing goes giga, I'm going to put out some dollars. I'm going to chuck some money out there. I'm going to fly over. I'm not going to just fly into Cincinnati. No, Josh, I'm going to fly into New York City. I'm going to rent or hire
a hire car,
a van that I can sleep in and drive, and then travel all the way across the central US to the west side, which at a point in time, I'll duck into Canada as well, because I had to see Land Monkey, and then fly out and fly home to Sydney. But before I left, I was on a streak, Josh. And as you know, if you fly from the US to Australia, you lose an entire day. So I had to actually do a good timed stop in Hawaii. So that's the reason for my trip over here. Now, the reason why I'm back and living in USA is because of Cincinnati. The day after that Giga event, now there's only a couple of you here that can relate to this. The day after the Giga event, I was at a random cool cache hide, nobody around, no muggles, no other humans, it was great. I was doing a video. This person pulled up. She had blonde hair, locks going down. She was very attractive, I will say. She got out of the car and she said, "Oh, are you finding the geocache?" I went, "Oh, yes I am." And she said, "Oh, I love your accent." I'm like, "Oh, I love you." And then 12 months later, we're then talking on the phone, day in, day out, and now I am happily married to Alana 719, AP 719. She's back in Jersey, Josh. She's not even here. So that's, for me, Cincinnati is the reason why I am here today. So there you go.
Wow.
There you go. Apart from meeting you, Josh, I met you first. I met her the next day. There you go, that's my story.
All right, the next one was in Fort Worth, Texas. I said it was at the Stockyards. I was just amazed by the rodeo at the Stockyards, because at one point, if you were there, they just let the children in the middle of the arena, and then they just started releasing sheep. And the kids had to catch the sheep, and basically the children were riding sheep. It was unreal. I'd never seen anything like it before.
In Texas?
Yeah, in Texas.
Only in Texas.
Yeah, I guess so.
Exactly.
And then Craig.
Yes.
We went to Owensboro last year together.
Together again, exactly. Anyone here went to Owensboro, Kentucky? Yes. There we go. My favourite memory, Josh, from Owensboro, Kentucky, believe it or not, and again, this is not in the show notes because I just think of it off the top of my head, and that is, it was a day after the mega event. Great mega event as well, but the beautiful walkway along Owensboro there, the river walk.
The river walk is beautiful.
I remember, Josh, you came out to me and you said, you know, look, do you want to do a live recording and walk down the river walk and actually do the actual caches along the river walk live on your TikTok channel?
Do the whole Geo tour.
The whole tour.
Live, because there's only 5 caches.
Exactly. So my actual memory from that is exactly that. Walking down the river walk with my male friend, not my female one, my male friend, doing the caches live on your TikTok account and getting a lot of children interested in geocaching.
Yes. And we took a distillery tour, Green River Distillery, and it was so cool. We took the tour, and then we went and bought whiskey in the gift shop, and the whiskey had a Geocoin on it.
Yes.
And you could take the Geocoin out, and there was like a little drinking game that you could slide the coin underneath the bottle. Remember that?
Maybe that's the reason why I forgot about it. That was some good whiskey, I'll say that too. And who else was with us on that day? That man right there, Minnesota boy.
Shout out to Minnesota boy.
Minnesota boy, Tim. By the way, Tim, just to let everyone know if you don't realise, Tim, Minnesota boy, has a YouTube channel now, again inspired by other YouTube members, mainly Josh. And so if you don't know Minnesota boy, follow his YouTube channel. There you go.
All right.
You're welcome, buddy.
So those are our memories, but we have hundreds, dare I say thousands of people out here that have experienced Geo Woodstock. So here's what I do. We have time.
You can do it. We do.
We have time.
We do.
What I would like you to do, if you would like to share, I'd like you to raise your hand. Tell us what was your favorite Geo Woodstock and give us a reason why.
Yeah.
Now we don't have time for like long story time.
You can cut them off, Josh. Get down there. I'll talk about it. You walk down.
So, anybody willing to raise their hand, tell us their favorite Geo Woodstock and why it was their favorite? I see this hand out here.
Wait, go for it, Josh.
Is your hand up? Fantastic. Hello, what is your caching name?
My caching name is Jim RKY.
Hello. What was your favorite Geo Woodstock?
Geo Woodstock 17.
And that was where?
If I got it right, that's Cincy.
Very good. Cincinnati. And why did you love it?
Because there were 5,000 geocachers there. I had people all around me that I didn't have to explain what I was doing.
Yes. That's a really good point.
Josh, just say it a bit louder because the volume was a little bit down. What was the reason?
He had 5,000 people. He didn't have to explain to anybody what geocaching was about.
So, muggle-free
area.
Right. Next person, anyone else have
Raise your
idea, their best or favourite Geo Woodstock? It could even be today. Just put there's one, Josh, right there. Keep going straight. There you go.
Hello. What is your caching name?
All right, Boo2, Illinois.
Boo2 from Illinois. What was your favorite Geo Woodstock?
Carnation, Washington. That was our first Geo Woodstock, and we went on a geocaching cruise to Alaska and met several friends that we meet every year at Woodstock.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
No, a round of applause for that.
That was amazing.
Basically, meeting friends and making friends at Geo Woodstock. That is awesome.
Bringing people together.
Exactly.
That's what this
right.
is all about.
Josh, there's one there, third row
I see
back.
that hand.
Go.
I see that hand. I'm coming over.
I'm going to go this way next, so make him run. See, I'm
going to sit in chair number 26 over here.
There you go.
I have a friend over here. Hello, what is your geocaching name?
27 Jack.
And where are you from?
Ada, Ohio.
And I just want to say, this is the creator of the pizza tour.
Oh,
in Ohio.
There we go. Big round of applause for the pizza tour in Ohio. And before you start, scream and shout, who's done the pizza tour in Ohio? Who wants to do the pizza tour in Ohio? There we go. Go ahead.
It has the most amazing Geocoin that, of course, is a pizza.
Yes.
It's so cool. Anyway, I digress. What was your favorite Geo Woodstock?
This is my favorite Geo Woodstock.
Oh, there
let's
you
make
go.
some noise for that. That's fantastic.
Yes. This is the favorite Geo Woodstock. Is Woodstock Geo Woodstock 20. There you go.
Why do you love it?
Well organized, great quality, fun side events. It's been great.
And Josh, you know what else she just said? The favorite podcast is recording live. That's what she just said. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, who is up next? Anyone up next? Come on, make him.
I see that
there, Josh. Run.
I will run.
Good. I see. It's good to make him exercise.
Yes.
I'm going to look over this side next, so get ready.
I'm going to sit in chair number 1 now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, what is your name? Geocaching name.
Scout Jima,
And where are you from?
St. George, Washington, Utah.
Fantastic. What was your favorite Geo Woodstock?
This one, it's my first one.
Oh, there we go. A big round of applause. First Geo Woodstock. Good job.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. All right.
Who's up next? Josh, this side here.
Were you
No,
stretching?
Josh.
I think you were stretching.
Josh, over here, all the way over here, mate. Run. This side, get ready. I'm going to look at you next. I want to make him run.
Here we go. I'm going to
Where's
sit in
he
chair number 30.
There you go.
Over here. Hello, what is your geocaching name?
Steve O'Ward,
And where are you from?
Redlands, California.
Fantastic. What was your favorite Geo Woodstock?
This is my first one.
Another first timer. Big round of applause for another first timer.
And what are you enjoying about it?
I know the person who put it on. I've been to his mega event in LA, and he does a great job.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Big round of applause again for the creators of Geo Woodstock 20. They've done a great job. Who means you and the team? Okay, next up over here, we've got a couple more to go. One more over here, anywhere here.
Where are we?
Anywhere here, anywhere here.
I see that hand. I'm coming over.
See, I have to roll the R's. Here.
All right. Hello, what is your geocaching name?
Mooseres,
Where are you from?
South Carolina.
Fantastic. What was your favorite geocache? Geo Woodstock, sorry.
Raleigh, Raleigh, where is Raleigh?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
And why did you love it?
I loved it because we had a cat wander over to our campsite and we met probably our best friends.
Fantastic.
That's cool. Did you rescue the cat?
We did, and
There we
they
go.
had a tag on it, and we logged the tag and found out they were camping next door.
Wait a minute, it had a geocaching trackable tag? That's a really good strategy.
That's a really good strategy. So those of you out there with geo pets, put on a trackable tag, and if they go missing, other geocachers will return them for you. Josh, we've got the next one right here. This man right here needs to say his favourite. Yeah, his favourite Geo Woodstock. There we go.
Hello, what's your name, sir?
My name is Monkey Brad. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Fantastic. And what was your favorite Geo Woodstock?
Well, it's tough. I have two.
Let's just say you've been to all of them. No, you haven't been to all of them. Most of them. Most of them. Okay.
My favorite Geo Woodstock memory is Geo Woodstock 1 that I didn't attend because I was on my honeymoon with this lovely lady, and Joe GTS, we helped Joe work on the event. And I said, well, dude, we were scheduled, we'll reschedule. He's like, dude, don't bother. It's not going to be that big a deal. So we skipped Geo Woodstock 1. And one of my best memories of Geo Woodstock in general is where we're going next.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh. Stand by. Those of you out there in the field, listen up very closely. You heard it here. Very, very soon you'll hear about Geo Woodstock 21. Is that right? I don't know where it is. Josh doesn't know where it is. They keep it very, very hush-hush, very, very secretive. But don't go anywhere. The caches can be found later on. Stay tuned because you'll find out, be the first to find out where Geo Woodstock 21 is. Meanwhile, Josh, you've got another contender.
Yeah, it's right here. Hello, what is your name?
Ep616,
Where are you from?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Fantastic. And we have a young cacher with us. Let's make some noise for some young geocachers.
Young geocachers out there.
Keeping this game going for generations.
Yes.
What is your favorite Geo Woodstock?
Well, this is my first one because I saw your video last year and I decided to come.
Oh, there we go.
You gotta love that.
Well, Josh, you can slip him the $5 note after we finish.
I will. What are you loving about the day?
Well, I got 16 trackables and I just hiked Fort 2 Hill and found a lot of caches, so it's pretty
Well
nice.
done.
That's
well
amazing.
done.
Let's
A big
give it up
round
for
of
this guy.
applause for a big geocaching day by a big little man. Awesome, mate. Awesome job. All right, anyone else before we wrap this up?
I think
Anyone
we have
else?
time for one more.
One more, go for
right
it. Oh,
here.
there- oh, no,
Fantastic.
Josh. No one will understand him. He speaks like me. He says, no.
Hello, what is your geocaching name?
Soul Daloon,
Where are you from?
Ballarat, Victoria, Australia.
There we go! Australia!
Fantastic. What's your favorite Geo Woodstock?
Favourite Woodstock would be this one now. It is our second, the favourite one, because it gave us the opportunity to fly into Kansas, where we did a road trip back here, so we could get Mingo.
Whoa, there we
Fantastic.
go. There we go. So I'll translate.
Thank you.
He flew into Kansas and then he did a road trip all the way across to here and got Mingo. Was that a good one? Did you like that? Yeah.
That was offensive.
I know, right? Well, I get Australians, US doing Australian accent. Do an Australian accent, Josh.
G'day, mate.
There you go. That's
Put
offensive.
another shrimp on the barbie.
That's very offensive.
Oh, good.
I
Sorry.
didn't give away my baby. No, we won't go there. That's not the one. All right, Josh, what have we got to finish with, mate?
Well, I just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us and going through down memory lane of Geo Woodstock 1 all the way from 20. Again, we are Josh and Craig. We host the Treasures of Our Town podcast. You can find it wherever podcasts are. We publish, it's an audio-only podcast. We publish every other week, every other Monday.
Every second Monday. In Australia and in the rest of the world, we say fortnightly. There you go. If you didn't know that, you've learned something new today. So fortnightly means every second week, Josh. There you go.
All right.
Oh, you want to wrap it
Now
up?
we have to do our closing. And then after we do our closing, just for the audio, please go wild with excitement.
Okay, so Josh, if you want to contact us, how can people contact us?
Feel free to reach out to us at treasuresofourtownpodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and YouTube.
And so that's it for our show. Please subscribe, rate, and review, which you can't at the moment. And until next time, Josh.
May your travels always lead you to the most unexpected and amazing hidden gems around the world at Geo Woodstocks
here and beyond. Thanks for listening, everybody. Make some noise.
Bye-bye.
There we go, Josh. There we
go.
How much fun was that, mate? How much fun?
That was really fun. Really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly didn't know what to expect because I didn't know what kind of crowd we'd have.
Yep.
You know, it's interesting with Geo Woodstock. I think this happens almost at every Geo Woodstock, is that everybody like shows up at the event at the beginning. And it's like wild. There was such a long line to get in. And we were just like in the middle of the afternoon. We were like not at the end of the day, but we were like in the middle. I felt like people had lunch and many people were like, I got to get that power trail. People had left. I don't think they left because they were like, boy, I don't want to hear Craig and Josh.
No.
I just think people have goals when they go to these events, you know?
Exactly. Although in saying that, there's some, like Geo Woodstock in Cincinnati, for instance, the one I recall as well. I don't recall too many people leaving that one, like because there was a lot going on and it took a lot to get around. And I believe as well that they actually had a lot more adventure labs on site. At Cincinnati than what they did in this Geo Woodstock itself. This Geo Woodstock, I think it had 2 of the 10 size adventure labs. That was it, whereas Cincinnati had a lot more, I think. So.
Yeah. And Cincinnati was in the city too. So it's like, I found a place to park. I don't know if I want to go.
I'm not going anywhere now. Exactly.
But there was a good several hundreds of people there. And the way it was set up was that the sound system was so good that the whole event could hear the main stage all day long. Which was really cool.
It was set up in that way as well, Josh, that sometimes you could probably hear it as well. I to be honest with you, I haven't actually heard our whole show yet all the way through, but I struggled to hear you sometimes. And I was like right next to you on stage because all the actual audio was going outward, not towards us. So
yes. If we do this next year, we need to request not only if we can plug into a digital soundboard, but also to have some monitors on the stage so we can actually hear ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Now, speaking of next year, Josh, you brought it up. Did you want to say it? If you haven't heard already, people should have heard by now, surely. But if you haven't, where people can expect Geo Woodstock 21 in the year 2025?
We are going to Morgantown, West Virginia.
Yes.
Mountain
and
Mama.
if people don't know where that is, Josh, you and I actually spoke of that on this podcast only a couple of episodes ago because that's where I met Carson. Remember the episode where I talked about Carson and West Virginia University? Remember those tram things, Josh? Yes. Made by Boeing? Yes, exactly. Those ones. You know, people can ride around on those as well, apparently.
I totally want to ride those trams. The trams will be so cool. And I think I stated this on that podcast before. This is the hometown of one of my favorite comedians, Don Knotts, who is known as Barney Fife. And there's actually a TV Land, I believe a TV Land statue of Don Knotts in Morgantown to celebrate. That's the place of his birth. So that's a little of 1960s classic TV that I'm excited. I hope I can make it. I have a rising senior right now. So it's going to be very close to high school graduation. But I think it's going to be a week after Memorial Day, so I think I'm still okay. But but hopefully I'll be attending.
Either way, I should be there as well, unless my green card's are revoked. But I will be there. That's the only time that I wouldn't be. But for those people out there wondering about Morgantown, there's things in Morgantown. There's adventure labs. I mean, as I said before, Carson, he's a prolific game player, whether it be geocaching or Munzie. They're our 2 main games, but he also does Pokemon Go. He is prolific in those games, and so therefore this town, Josh, in Morgantown itself, is slowly growing and growing and growing for Munzie, for geocaching, etc. as well. There's adventure labs there, but right across, like I'm talking 20 minutes away, and then it's going to be a beautiful 1-hour hike to the Cache Across America, West Virginia. Yes. If you want to see more of that, there's a video on my channel for that one. See, now I'm pushing my video.
There you go. It's in the show notes. We'll put it in the show notes.
The first time Craig's channel is going to be in the show notes. Yes, for once. I'm getting back into it. But
yes.
So there's plenty to do, Josh, is what I'm saying, in Morgantown or West Virginia.
every time a Geo Woodstock location is announced, it instantly becomes kind of a location-based game mecca. Instantly,
Yes.
as people all year long prepare for the geocaching hides and the munsies and all the things. So I'm looking forward to it. Before we wrap this up, however, Craig,
Yes,
I would love to have your thoughts and reflections on the live podcast. Were you nervous? Were you nervous?
I was, mate. I was. Like you and I here now, we're on a computer screen. I'm talking to you. We're just like two mates talking, and I'm not nervous at all. But I started getting nervous. And then especially, Josh, when I went out 15 minutes beforehand and trying to devise a way to record the podcast. And in the end, all the recording was, and people don't know, Josh, all the recording was my telephone in the audience. That's all it was. So we didn't have any special mics, none of that sort of, nothing plugged in. That was just literally a phone in the audience. So he's hoping that it works out well. But what about yourself? You were nervous a little bit too, weren't you?
I was a little nervous. I think we were like on stage thinking, okay, we're going to sit in chairs and have a conversation. But I think the adrenaline was building up so much that we were standing the whole time. We were being our animated selves. And there's a unique challenge in that you're not only recording a podcast for the people listening to it later, but there's a pressure to entertain in the moment and to give the people that are in front of you a good experience that are watching you. And that as you listen to that, that was, I think, our priority in the moment. It was like, this is for the live people. And I hope you got some enjoyment out of it on the re-listen.
Exactly. I mean, the only thing I struggled with, Josh, I will say this, and that is I had my show notes themselves was on an iPad. Now, I'm not sure, I think like yourself, I'm, what do they call it? Is it short-sighted or long-sighted? I can't remember which one, but either way, I don't need glasses to read, but I need glasses for long.
Right. Me too.
And so I struggled with my trying to read I couldn't read with my glasses on, so I had to take my glasses off. But then I had to skip through the videos, like the slideshow too. I had 3 things going, and then hold my microphone with my hand at the same time too. So that was my issue. I needed 3 hands, Josh.
Yeah, me too. I'm nearsighted as well, but I'm getting up there, and I'm discovering I need reading glasses. I can barely read my phone.
But Josh, we got to put a shout out as well to the people who allow us to do these things, to put this show on, etc. Well, our patrons. Now we've got a new patron, Josh. Did you know that?
We do?
We do. Her name is Brenda, and in the Munsey world, she's known as Q22Q17, and she likes the way I say that. So, yes,
I feel like you've
so
said that
Brenda,
before somewhere else.
Yeah, something on a Munsey podcast, maybe. So, but Josh, if other people want to help support us, well, how do they go ahead and do that?
Well, first of all, thank you, Brenda, for joining the team. You make this possible. This is a completely listener-supported podcast. And if you would like to support us, if you've been enjoying our podcast, you've been listening maybe for several months, and you're like, now's the time. We gotta support these guys, because podcasting can be expensive. So we really appreciate your support. You help us create even better content and just keep it free for everyone. No commercials, except Miller High Life. If you're listening, we will accept your sponsorship. So if you want to join our Patreon, that's where people can support us. It's patreon.com/treasures of our town. And you can support us there. So thank you for that. And also, before we finish this up, Craig, I just want to thank Josh Fumanju, who made it possible for us to be able to record live and be on that stage at Geo Woodstock. And of course, Dave Barsky, who helped us and made that possible as well. So thank you to both of those gentlemen and everybody at Geo Woodstock. That we're going to talk about it next time, Craig. That's what a great segue.
We will. That's a good segue, Josh. If you want to hear more, then listen into next week's episode, where we'll talk more and more about our experiences going to Flagstaff, at Flagstaff, and beyond as well. So, Josh, otherwise, how can people contact us if they want to contact us then directly?
Feel free to reach out to us at treasuresofourtownpodcast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And that's it for our show today. Please subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting app. And as always, Josh,
may your travels always lead you to the most unexpected and amazing hidden gems around the world. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.